Hey guys, I don't know what just happened, but I'm having technical issues and my um, camera and my computer is not really working today. It's a Monday. Hope everybody is doing well. I want to see if we can play that intro one more time, but I don't know why it wasn't starting. It took me 3 times of hitting the go live button for it to even work. So let's try this one more time and see if we can play this intro because I like my intro. Let's see.
Mama's in the living room watching Judge Judy. I'm in the kitchen eating leftover sushi, and she goes, "Oh, girl, you gotta hear this one." A man was arrested for running a theme park, and when they said, "Where's your license?" he said, "My dog ate it." Oh, you can't make this shit up. Sometimes I wonder if life's just one big cosmic joke. It's like she's on a Reddit, reading r/funny lawsuits, yelling from the couch. As she sips on a Prosecco, makes fun of all the weirdos, and then I hear her shout. It's like she's on a Reddit, reading r/funny lawsuits, yelling from the couch. As she sips on a Prosecco, makes fun of all the weirdos, and then I hear her shout, "Girl, you gotta hear this one." Mama loves to laugh at how absurd life is, says it's all a comedy and I'm her audience. And I love the way she makes fun of the world. She said, "You'll never guess what's with their girlfriend. It was a man who didn't get us out of the bed. He said, I've been through hell and now I need some help. You just can't make this shit up. You just can't make this shit up." Sometimes I wonder if life's just one big cosmic joke. It's like she's on a Reddit, reading r/funny lawsuits, yelling from the couch. As she sips on a Prosecco, makes fun of all the weirdos, and then I hear her shout. It's like she's on a Reddit, reading r/funny lawsuits, yelling from the couch. As she sips on a Prosecco, makes fun of all the weirdos, and then I hear her shout, "Girl, you gotta hear this one."
All caps means you're either panicking or trying to represent yourself in court. Both are mistakes. Your feelings are adorable, but they're not admissible, persuasive, or even interesting without evidence. Yes, Heather hates immunity doctrines. It's a personality trait at this point. You don't need to remind her, she wakes up angry about it. Bring receipts. "No, I heard it from so and so." This is quid pro quo, not next door. Screenshots are statutes only. Don't fight each other. Fight the law. It deserves it more. If you're offended, excellent. That means you're awake, paying attention, and probably new here. No diagnosing the host. She's petty, not pathological. And don't diagnose anyone else. Stay in your lane, please and thank you. Do not summon the mods. They're tired, hangry, and may bite when provoked. Disagree loudly if you must. The algorithm eats drama for breakfast. Just keep it cute while you argue wrongfully. If you're taking screenshots of my chat, touch grass, tell your handlers. I said hi, and find a hobby that isn't me.
There we go. Finally got that shit to work. So yes, the intro doesn't exactly do anything for like the search engine optimization. However, when YouTube is slow AF and an asshole getting out notifications, it gives people a time to file in It's also the reason that when people live stream, generally the first 5 to 10 minutes of their stream are saying hi to people, not getting into the topic right away. Therefore, they don't have to answer a bunch of questions of what are we talking about? Why are we here? What have we talked about? What did I miss? Because YouTube is asshole and slow AF getting out notifications. And just like the rules say, I am not anybody else. I am definitely not what the Hales. I'm 726,000 subscribers too little. Yeah, my mods bite. So please do not mention please do not mention any other streams in my channels. I don't care what other people talk about on theirs. I don't care how other people run their streams. I've been lenient about it because it really hasn't bothered me much. But when I get timed out in other people's streams just for answering someone's question about, or someone says good job today and I say thank you and I get timed out for mentioning other people's streams, I'm not pulling any punches anymore. I'm done. So if you don't follow my rules, mods, you give 5 minutes first, and if they come back and do it again, it's a full 24 hours. I'm not playing. We're not playing these fucking games. I was talking to one of my friends today and she said, "Oh, you're too nice." And I'm like, "Oh, ho, 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 we got to change that." So, yeah, like this morning, I got a notification for Mo's stream. I know that she streams at 8 o'clock every morning, 8 o'clock Eastern time, 7 o'clock her time. But I got a notification for her stream at 8:45. So that's one of the other reasons that I stay consistent every day, because YouTube is asshole. However, please don't mention any other streams and what they are talking about. I don't care. I've been polite about it in the past, and people apparently don't respect me enough to follow my rules. Uh, yeah, I was timed out in a stream for answering a chat question. Yeah. It's been a lot of I just it's just a lot of BS, and there's reasons I stick to myself. One of it is so that I can stay kind of non-biased, and the other is that right there. But I appreciate um I appreciate everybody's stuff. And on streams like this, I don't want to be that person that says if you truly want my attention, send it in a super chat. However, if I do miss your question, I'm not doing it on purpose. Generally I address questions that I see, but sometimes shit just moves too fast or I'm busy. Um no, you're fine. I don't have what I do have a question with is spamming, is like asking the same questions like 8 times when you've already been told, "Hey, stop," or I've already answered your question. But um I don't have a question with people, but honestly, like I understand why people say if you want a question answered, ask it in a super chat, because I see it. I don't want to be that grifty person. No offense to Grifty, I love him. The actual person, Grifty. I didn't mean it like that, but I don't mean to be that grifter. But I understand in certain chats why that has to happen. Because I just don't have a problem. I just can't see everything. Unhung Hero, as usual, thank you for the gifted Squid Pro Quo memberships, 20 of them. You are always turning my chat green. I love you for that. Hope you are doing well with your newlywed. Hope Mrs. Unhung Hero is doing well. Anyway, getting on to that, we will have a live stream or a members only stream, maybe Saturday. It really depends. Saturday's the first day of the playoffs, so I have to get into that, but we're going to get into some NIL lawsuits and stuff because there's a lot of shit going on. Yeah. And thank you. We just simply love you, Squid. We just appreciate big hug from Belgium. Oh, I love Belgium. And Chucky, when when a stream appears on some other platform, I'd prefer watch over there, but that's just me. What was your question? That way I can make sure I get it. Why I don't simulcast? One, the people that do generally simulcast are a lot bigger than me. The reason I don't simulcast right now is one, uh, YouTube, and I think you and I have had this conversation on Twitter, because I think I was messaging you on Twitter one time and you said you were gonna help me, and then life got in the way. Is in order to stream on Rumble, I'm not exactly sure how to set it up, for one. And second, doing some research on how to grow your channel and make it. I'm not trying to be a millionaire by any means. I'm just hoping to, when my child goes to school, not have to get a 9 to 5 and be at the mercy of another person for when I can take time off if she's sick and stuff like that. But doing some research into algorithms and how to grow a channel or how to grow on social media in general, from what I've seen, is they recommend that you kind of master one platform before you move to another. So I'm trying to make sure that I get my YouTube feet, and my channel is not even 2 years old yet. So we're doing okay. We're no complaints here. But like, I want to make sure that I have YouTube and YouTube's algorithm and kind of know what I'm doing over here before I try to figure out the rest of the internet space, because I'm a boomer. I'm technically a zillennial, millennial Gen Xer person, and me and technology, we get along, but only to a point. So I'm wanting to get one platform down before I try to maneuver to another. It's just kind of that, like, I don't want to, and I know that with my attention span problems, if I start to focus on one platform over another, one's going to suffer. And I don't want this to suffer because I'm trying to expand. So it's a thing for now. But it is what it is. Can I ask which software I use? I use StreamYard. StreamYard, and like, StreamYard has a whole bunch of platforms that it integrates with. Rumble is not one of them. So, for the sake of God, the Jack Zero. Oh, Miss Lady's here. How are you? I am doing okay. If you didn't catch last night's stream on the other channel, it was actually a lot of fun. It was the first time on that channel that I've actually, like, not had to think about things, and they just kind of flowed. It was great. It was great. It was the first time in 5 years that I felt myself, and it was great. Hey, Silver Fox. So members only, maybe this Saturday, talking football, all sorts of stuff, maybe doing a game watch, a live stream of the game, depending on how that goes. So we'll see. But it all also depends on what the yeah, there's that. It depends on what time that is. Yeah. Yeah, Lagway hit the portal, and so did Rayola. And UGA is suing one of their linebackers who transferred to Missouri for NIL money. Like I said, there's some shit going down. In addition to the SCORE Act now being nicknamed the Lane Kiffin Act by some Democrats. For what reason, I'm not really sure, but we're going to get into that. And yes, if you haven't been aware, I am wearing my Vice's shirt today because today is the 1-year anniversary of his passing. Rest in peace, Jeff. We all miss you. You made all of us better. I sure as hell know that you made me a better person. So before the tears started flowing, we are going to get into this document, which is, if you read Randy's response to the motion to dismiss by Daniel Owen, you saw this mentioned. However, this wasn't necessarily brought up. It was just cited as case law. But I said, oh, that'd be interesting to look that up. And I did. And we're going to read it. So this is a notice of removal from Levy County to the Northern District of Florida. It's basically just saying, oh, French Psycho, how are you? It's long time no see. It's basically just saying it's no longer a state issue, it's a federal issue. So we're removing it to the jurisdiction of the federal court. So we're just not even going to read that. And it is long, so we are going to hit the highlights as much as we can. Yeah, bring out the popcorn. Yeah. See, and this is where we got to be a little touchy, because I've seen in the news they were unalived by his son. Until he's been proven guilty in a court of law, it's alleged. It's alleged. Oh, we could have a whole discussion on that, Roy. But basically they gave, and I'll get into that suit later, but they gave, Georgia gave this linebacker an AL contract, and he transferred, and they want their money back because they gave you money and you're not at their school. So, it's just you just had ramen, and I just had ice cream because the little wanted ice cream. So yeah, that's how my lunch went. All right. So we are going to get into this. And this was filed in the Northern District of Florida. Pro se plaintiff at this time, Diana Doreen Taylor. This is versus the Levy County Sheriff's Office, Sergeant Jeremy Dean, Deputy Samuel Quincy, and Deputy Elton Horn. I don't know if these particular people had anything to do with any of the calls that were made on either side of the adjacent case, the Hales case. However, I do find it interesting that they're being sued in federal court. And the reason that I wanted to talk about this and read through this, and if I was going to read through it on my own, I was sure as hell going to take you guys along on this process, because I mean, why the hell not, if we were going to do this, I just wanted to see the precedent, and if there's a pattern that's emerging with Levy County. And of course, there's always a difference between what we know and what we think we know and what we can prove. This was filed 12/29/2024. This was, the initial complaint was only 2 pages. However, the amended circuit civil complaint is 14 pages. So we're going to get into this. All right. Amended circuit civil complaint comes now. Plaintiff Diana Doreen Taylor files, and I have no idea who this woman is. I have no idea. She's pro se. I have no idea if she's a lawyer. I don't know anything about it. I had saw this in Jeremy's or in Randy's filing, and I had looked it up and decided, hey, this sounds like an interesting topic adjacent to what the Hales. It was another rabbit hole to dive down. And I figured, since I like to dive rabbit holes and I brought my climbing gear today, we would find it. Is this the case about the guy in handcuffs that Levy County Sheriff? No, but thanks for bringing that up, because I love rabbit holes. I love finding little things that bring up patterns, and my brain works on patterns. I don't know how y'all's work, and I don't know if that's just my repeated concussions and head injuries, but my brain works on patterns, and I like to put patterns and puzzle pieces together. And this is how my brain works. So if Levy County Sheriff smacked around a guy in handcuffs, I want to know about it. Sheriff. I'm writing, but my pen's not really cooperating here. There we go. That's why in my intro video I have Rabbit Hole Diver, and it's Alice in the Wonderland falling down the rabbit hole, because that's me. Alice and the Stormtrooper. Did you ask Alice? She came with me. She came with me. Since I basically long story short, since I basically told whatever is here that if you bother my daughter when she's trying to sleep, I'm gonna kick you out of my house permanently. I have not seen or heard anything. No shadows, no moving objects. The little has not said anything or talked to anything. I don't know. They left. I don't know. All right. Civil complaint against the sheriff's office, Jeremy Dean, Samuel Quincy, and Alton Horn for an incident that took place at that address on December 29th of 2022. So this was filed 3 years after the fact. I mean, police misconduct, excessive and abuse use of force. I would have written that a little different, but it's just me. Abuse of power, false arrest and imprisonment, falsifying police reports, falsifying and inflating arrest charges, refusal of medical attention, failure to investigate complaints on scene, traumatic mental and physical stress caused to plaintiff, undue financial stress and burden caused to plaintiff. Taking these allegations, whatever they are, I have not read what happened, as true, just these 10 things. How many of those sound familiar to Jeremy Hales? And would Randy use this case again when if Randy decides to sue Levy County Sheriff's Office? These are the questions that I ask myself when I see names that I recognize and stuff like that. So, yes, right here. Even though we no longer refer or speak to other channels here, if people are in the chat, I am not the type. So Gail will post links. My mods will post links to other streamers who are in the chat, or other content creators in the chat. That I have no problems with. Also, if another content creator is here, like Spawn Trooper was here before, if Malin asks Spawn Trooper a question about his stream and he answers, I don't care. Because he's here. It's not like Malin and Gail and Roy are talking about him when he's not here. If y'all are here and there's another streamer in the chat and you ask them a question, I personally don't care. All caps, I don't care. It doesn't distract me, and it doesn't hurt the algorithm. Contrary to what you've been told, I have not been able to find anything in terms of service or anything in any YouTube video talking about the algorithm that caps hurt it. So, just an FYI. Just a, just FYI. Like, I don't, there's certain things that I don't want brought up, like don't talk about other streamers or what they talked about. But if a person is here, I'm not that kind of person. You guys can ask questions of other people. That's not my concern. If Squabob had a really good stream earlier today and you said nice stream, my mods are not going to time you out for that. Yeah, I talk about his sheep when he's not here. Well, it's just all right. Exhibit B. This is the amended complaint. Failure of Sheriff's Department to conduct an unbiased investigation into complaint filed by plaintiff. If y'all have stuff that you want to send me, either tell the mods or email me. Or email me or write me on Discord. Because if I see it, I'm gonna start talking about it and it's gonna distract me. So if y'all have a case that you want me to talk about or you want to ask if I've seen, Discord or email or Facebook Messenger. I have a Evidence Through Motion and a Squid channel on there. Y'all can message either one of them. The afternoon of December 29th, 2022, Diana Taylor and her son Dalton contacted the Levy County Sheriff's Office to have a deputy come to that address to monitor Miss Taylor, remove hers and Mr. Taylor's belongings from the residence, where Miss Taylor and Mr. Taylor reside with Miss Taylor's mother, who's also Mr. Taylor's grandmother. Oh, and you can tell this was written by someone who's pro se because, if it sounds confusing, you're not the only one. Mr. Taylor's grandmother, the alleged victim, Diana Girton, due to a volatile situation at the residence between Miss Taylor and her brother, Ben Lowe, whom does not reside at the home and was visiting for Christmas. Due to an incident with Mr. Lowe on December 22nd and Mrs. Stacy Lowe, his wife, on December 23rd, Miss Girton requested that Miss Taylor and Mr. Taylor move out of the residence. Note, Miss Taylor and Mr. Taylor were only away from the home for a few days for the Christmas holiday. December 29th, 2022, Miss Girton contacted Miss Taylor under the instruction of Mr. Lowe to ask when she's going to be at the residence to retrieve her belongings. Miss Taylor and Mr. Taylor, both on Bluetooth speaker, asked Miss Girton to have Mr. Lowe leave the residence while she was there to get her belongings. Mr. Lowe in the background refused to leave. Mr. Lowe forced Miss Girton to say, "Bring the police." Miss Girton was under the control of Mr. Lowe as she was afraid of him due to his overbearing and controlling behavior of her in her home. Dude, we need a Padlet for this family tree. That was Ben Lowe, not Ben Lowe. Oh. Note that Mr. Lowe was taking advantage of Miss Girton and she was ill and feared him. That is when Miss Taylor and Mr. Taylor contacted Levy County Sheriff's for assistance. The non-emergency number stated that in order to get police assistance for this type of matter, it had to go before a judge first. Mr. and Mrs. Taylor then called Levy County courts and they refuted what the sheriff's office employee had previously stated. I hate when they do that. It's like phone tag. I hate when any place does that. They're like, "No, you need to contact this person." Well, this person said to talk to you. Well, you need to talk to this person. And then it's like fucking phone tree. It sucks. And apparently I lost my slipper. So we're going with this. Oh, yes. A relationship diagram would be nice for this complaint. And this is how you can tell that it was not written by AI. And it was not and it was written by a pro se defendant without the help of legal counsel. This is how, in my view and personal estimation, that you can tell. Like, and I'm not saying that she wrote it badly. I'm just saying a lawyer would write it better. That's all I'm saying. Mr. and Mrs. Taylor contacted Levy County Sheriff's Office once more and asked to speak to a deputy. Deputy Ricks called Miss Taylor on Mr. Taylor's phone. Deputy Ricks, this is the name the records department says was the deputy that called, stated that they could not come out to mediate a situation as it would appear they were taking sides. Oh, okay. Like, I have a big, hey, something to bark about. How are you? I'm not too far from you. I'm on the other side of, I'm in Georgia. Um, uh, it's, no, I'm not Cinderella. It fell off my foot and I can't find it. It's under my chair. I'm just not willing to bend over and pick it up. Um, it's one of those situations where shouldn't playing devil's advocate, because that's what I do best. Why would this sounds like a possible DV situation? Those can go from perfectly fine and calm to someone ends up unalived very, very quickly. Those are the situations that have the most heightened emotion and can change on a dime. With that being said, wouldn't you want to come out there to make sure that everything is safe? Like, I've had cops and sheriff's deputies that come out, like, for no reason other than you need help with something. I can't understand the mentality of this, and it's maybe because I don't have perfect police where I live. I don't think there is such a thing. However, it just seems that am I wrong? Like, feel free to, like, let me know. Um, it, uh, just sometimes I'm just at a loss for words. Like, why wouldn't you come out there? There seems to be a family situation. They're describing someone as overbearing and controlling. I would just send a deputy out to make sure that this situation doesn't escalate. This is when, hey, I need my stuff out of my boyfriend's house. Can you come with me? Because I don't want anything to escalate and I don't want to be accused of anything. I, ugh, I'm just a thought. Um, Mr. Taylor, Mr. Mrs. She could have wrote this. Mr. and Mrs. Taylor informed the deputy that Miss Girton and Mr. Lowe said bring the police. Ricks asked for Miss Girton's phone number to contact her. The deputy called Miss Taylor back and said that if any conflict began, to call the sheriff's office and he would be right out. Oh yes, because the 10 to 15 minutes that you have to wait for them to get to BFE Levy County is just so, I don't know. Yeah, that makes sense. There's not enough deputies in the county. Depends on the time of day that they were called. There's been a lot of people have left the force and it's a lot smaller, not making excuses. I can see that, but like, I mean, if you get there and there's nothing going on and you get a call and it's more important, I can see leaving. But just sitting your ass in the station while people had called you for a potential situation just seems to be as an opinionated conclusion. You know, yeah, check your subscribe and bell because my subscriber count's been going like this lately, and there's been a few people that have been like, I thought I was subscribed to you until I came in here to chat and I had to wait. I was like, YouTube's been doing some crazy things lately and eating a lot of channels and messing with a lot of subscribers and taking people's monies. So, yeah, okay. There's that. 76 deputies and all that cover 1430 square miles is an issue. And I get that. There's a good point. Yeah, you bring up a good point. Uh, yeah, I know we've called for several different things, and it's taken hours for a deputy to actually do what they need to do. Yeah, and I've had some show up at my front door for no reason other than somebody hit the SOS button on their phone on accident. Hmm. It's I don't know, it's just weird. It just seems odd to me. Like I lived in a small town. I lived in a county that had uh the land to people ratio was not extensive. Um yeah, and I think this is what's also in my head is the amount of times that I've seen that she's called and takes up the deputy's time, and then they seem to always I don't know. I don't sit on their phone and listen every time somebody calls, but it seems like they always have time for certain people. I don't know. I'm just maybe it's just me. I don't know. Like and Squaw Bob, thanks for the one gifted Squid Pro Quo membership. I appreciate you so very, very much. Uh I yeah, I don't know. And Lynn Burton, thanks for being a member for 11 months. I appreciate all that you do. Thank you so much. No, thank you. Because without members and people supporting my channel, like it wouldn't be it wouldn't it wouldn't be as much fun, for one. And second, it wouldn't be possible. That sounds like a you problem. Bonnie, how are you? Good to see you, even if it's only your eyes. You keep that up. You keep that white stuff up by you, cause no, 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 no. So what have we learned? You're responsible for your own safety and security. So get some training with whatever tools you decide to protect yourself with. Yes. And know the laws in your area. Because they're different everywhere. All right. When Miss Taylor when they arrived, Mr. Lowe began to create a volatile situation, refusing access to the home for Mr. and Mrs. Taylor to retrieve their belongings. They contacted the sheriff's office as instructed to have law enforcement come to the home. Went on the phone with 911. Ben Lowe, the fourth son of Mr. Lowe, approached Mr. Taylor, screaming at him and physically assaulted him. Oh, talk about nepotism. We just enter the nepotism and that kind of situation. Um I mean, yeah, you just know 811, not 911. Uh the assault was captured on video from Mr. Taylor's phone and the security cameras on the home. Interesting. Uh Side note, Mr. Lowe is a black belt in martial arts, approximately 6'1" and weighs 250 pounds. Mr. Taylor is approximately 6 foot and weighs 135 pounds. This ratio is not, well, that's one skinny mofo. Mr. Squid is 5'11" and 150. So, and he's a skinny mofo. I love him dearly. If he sees this, sorry, hon, I love you. You know it. But you skinny. Um, So for some reason, this to me is not accurate, but maybe that's beside the point. Um, the deputies that arrived at the residence were Quincy and Horn and Dean. They were informed of the situation, the conversation with Ricks, the assault on Taylor, and including Mr. and Mrs. Taylor's had firearms. Everyone, including Miss. Oh yeah, and that adds an extra like, hey, by the way, and it's fine. I like right by my locked up right by my desk. Like where the little can't get to it, but where I can. I got a lockbox. I gotta show you guys that thing sometime. It's a thing. But it's fine for everybody to carry. Um, but when you are in this kind of situation, that would and knowing that everybody has a pew pew on them, it would be another thing for me to it would be another like heightened like if I was the sheriff's office, I'd be like, okay, not only do we have a possible DV situation with family members who aren't getting along and who are could be physically violent to each other, but everybody is armed, making it super easy to you know, do your thing, so to speak. Um with that, maybe it's just me using logic and common sense that my brain would just be like heightened sense of awareness with certain situations. But that would be one of them that would make me like, okay, we need to have somebody there in case shit goes sideways. Yeah, I just have a lockbox right now, but when I'm streaming, I unlock it so that if I need it when I'm streaming, I don't have to. But other than that, it's one of those stop boxes things. It's cool, but it's weird. I saw it on I saw it on TikTok. I didn't buy it from TikTok, but I saw it on TikTok and bought it. So it's cool. Lind Taz, thanks for the $5 super chat. Celebrating today, I closed on my old house. Congratulations. Woohoo! One less thing to worry about, right? One less thing off the to-do list. Did I hear about the woman released from the psych hospital, attacked a deputy sheriff from LA while charging Nope. Nope. DM me about that. There's been quite a few things where I'm like, I need to talk about this, and I might do like short little like news bites or like updates every couple days to try to see where your interest lies, because in order to cover all these things, sometimes I cover a topic and nobody cares. So instead of wasting a live stream when I could do something else, I might do like short little, 3 to 5 minute videos, just to see what gets the views, and the one that gets the most views out of the 3 of them, I might cover. We'll see how it goes. I'm trying to expand also, because part of expanding this channel is doing shorts and long form videos, and I need, I got to get better at recording. So, Bronson, Chiefland, and Cedar Key are the only actual cities. Otter Creek is a small town. See, in the town that I lived in didn't have any cities. It had a town, and that was it. Hey, Taz, thanks for the $20 super chat for you and yours towards Christmas. Thank you. My Christmas bills, my credit card bills. I'm scared to open my accounts and see, like, open my apps and see what they are right now. Nail polish fund. So nail polish hack for my girlies out there. Well, that's an interesting place for nail polish to land. This OPI brand, instead of going to Walmart or Ulta and paying $12 or $15 for these, you can get 3 of these tiny little ones for $1.50 at Dollar Tree. Life hack. I'm a Dollar Tree shopper, but you get these. You can change colors much more often for cheaper. And you get quality nail polish for $1.50. Well, $1.25, $1.50, depending on where you are. But life hack. Failure to investigate. Deputies failed to serve and protect. It says on the side of their cars, right, to serve and protect. Deputies took Mr. Lowe at his word and blatantly disregarded the complaints, Miss Taylor's complaints. Mr. Lowe the fourth, and Miss Girton all having firearms on them. Mr. Lowe denied having a firearm, and deputies did not investigate. Well, technically, they don't have to. That one is Deputies took Mr. Lowe at his word and blatantly disregard Mr. Taylor's word of the assault. That would be a problem, in my estimation. Oh, yes, exactly. Yep. Me too. Me too. One of my favorite YouTube algorithm sub algorithm things, like part of if you look at my homepage, is Dollar Tree hacks. So Dollar Tree dupes, the channel Vivian Tries, love her. Y'all, yeah. Mr. Lowe denied there being any video recordings, even though Miss Taylor pointed out the cameras on the home to the deputies. I have not seen one, but honestly, I don't know. I did not look. What I wanted to do first was read this complaint. If this complaint had merit, or I thought this complaint had merit, because this is still an active case. This was filed 3/18 of 2025. This case is still open. This has not been closed yet. So we're just getting to the beginning. I wanted to see how y'all felt about this and what you guys thought about it. Before I went too far down, because sometimes I fall down rabbit holes that literally no one gives a shit about. And the problem when I do that is I waste a lot of time and a lot of resources, and we don't get anything from it. We don't get any, like, there's no positive content from it. All it does is give me a headache. So it's kind of one of those it's one of those situations. Well, it's one of those situations too of all of these are on Pacer. So Pacer costs money. So be it that this is a federal case and it's Pacer, I wanted to gauge the interest of it because if I go and spend $50 or $100 on documents, not like this case is $100 worth of documents, but it could be, and then I don't make $100 from it, I don't mind spending the money for even if I break even, I don't mind. But I don't want to go in debt. I just don't want to go in debt. I don't like going in debt. Technically Randy found it because this was a case cited in Randy's last motion that I was like, "Ooh, that sounds interesting." And I just looked it up. So I looked it up at the end of last stream. I posted a screenshot of the front of it to gain on a community post to just see what you guys thought. And it was one of my most popular community posts. It had the most engagement. And I'm like, okay, maybe this is the thing. Yeah, we have Dollar Generals all over the place, but we have 2 Dollar Trees too. That right there. That right there. Yes. You get 3 colors and and they don't get all gunky, and they're 1/10 of the price. Yeah, and I'm not about I'm not about like calling out cops. I'm not about hating on cops, but I'm also not afraid to call out the BS when I see it. And I really don't care who the BS is coming from. I don't care if you're like the president, or you're the mayor of a town, you're the police chief, or a YouTuber with 10 million subscribers. I will call your ass out. I don't care who you are because I don't have anything to lose and it's entertainment for me. If I can get it, I will get it. I don't know, Oh, I meant only you looked it up. Yeah, I looked it up because I got curious, and I have a Pacer account, so it's like easy for me to just go straight to it. While I'm on the stream with you guys, it's just so easy to do. So, Linda, thank you for the $20 super chat for groceries. You are holding down the stream today. Thank you for ensuring I don't work for free. I love you. Started your channel a couple weeks ago, been going 2+ years and scared to jump. The thing is what I figured out is just do it. You just do it. Because the worst thing that people can do is not watch. And when you don't post any content, people aren't watching anyway. So you know? And when someone decides to be rude and give you a hater comment, there's two things that you've got to consider. So what? Um, they're hiding behind a keyboard and not putting out content while criticizing yours. And when you close down your computer at the end of the night, does what they say actually matter? No. So, you know, those are my, like, not like I'm an expert at this by any means, but like if I were to give advice, um, I actually have 2 channels. Um, so I started my other channel like a month ago. Um, we made it up to like 232 subscribers. I'm like so thrilled. I've never been happier. Never been happier to have 232 subscribers. Um, I'm waiting for one of my videos to reach 100 views, but we'll figure that out in a day. Kasha, thanks for the $5 super chat for baby squid fund. Yep. And see, you will also find, and I don't know how long you've been on my channel, how long you've stuck around or seen me. I'm a little snarky and a little sassy and a little petty, but at the same time, I don't gatekeep YouTube. I don't gatekeep subscribers. I don't, I don't, I'm not the type of person to go, you can't watch this person because I don't like them, or that's not my content. You can't watch, like, I don't care. You know what? Everybody does their thing. And I heard, before I started my channel, um, Baker said it. Broken Baker said it. If you can't find content, make content. If you can't find something that you love, make it. All right, getting back to this. Deputies took Miss Lowe at his word. Deputies refused to investigate claims from Miss Taylor or assist her in her request to have Mr. Lowe and all of them people stay out of their way when they were trying to move boxes from the home. Gail, can you post my other channel? Misconduct. Deputies requested that Mr. and Mrs. Taylor put their firearms in the vehicle. Deputies asked Mr. Lowe if he had a pew-pew, which he denied having, and no one did they request him to empty their pockets. I don't know if that's necessarily a thing. Yeah, you two should talk. And here and after, thanks for the $5 super chat. Merry Christmas to your family. Merry Christmas to you as well. Huh. My other channel is you will see I am completely my personality is different. That one you get professional squid. This one you get snarky and sassy, and both are the real me, just in different situations. Mr. Taylor asked to press charges against Mr. Lowe based on the video from the cell recording. They stated it proved nothing. And that's the thing. I don't think this is what I've noticed. I've filed a couple of police reports in my time. One was last year, actually, in regards to the YouTube stuff. Wait, what? The sheriff that pew-pewed the judge just said he did it. Can we check it up now? I will get to that. It was on camera. Like, but here it proved nothing. It's not his job. His job as the sheriff deputy is to put the police report in the computer, and then it's the prosecutor's job on whether they want to press charges or not. It is not the sheriff's. Like, that's the thing that in life is there's two things that are free: the ability to mind your own damn business and to stay in your own damn lane. He's not staying in his damn lane. I don't know if it's necessarily illegal, because there's a difference between what we think is morally and ethically right and what is legally right. So remember, we always have to keep in mind the fact that what we think is morally and ethically right is not always illegal or legally right. With that said, it's not his job. There were security cameras on the front porch, which deputies did nothing. Squid, the snark is the former organ in hospitals. The snark builds up in you and you have to let it out. That's true. It's the dark humor. Also, it's the military, between the military, my jobs in life have been military, hospital, and military hospital and an airport. Those have been my careers. You can do what you will with that one. Ugh. Stuck in the cone of silence, 86. Yep, stay in your lane merch. Squid store, spring 2026. Chucky. Oh my goodness, y'all crack me up. I love this chat. I have the best chat on YouTube, I swear. Yeah, tough jobs. Yeah, that's been it's been my jobs. Time for Squid at two times. Oh no. Good luck. May the force be with you. Mr. Taylor, or they asked Mr. Lowe if there's any video recordings, to which he denied, and the deputies did nothing. They refused to arrest Mr. Lowe IV for assault and stated to Ms. Taylor file a civil suit. Ms. Taylor asked the deputies to ask Mr. Lowe to leave while Ms. Taylor and Mr. Taylor retrieved their belongings, and they refused to do so. Deputies stated that since the Taylors, I'm just going to call them the Taylors, left on December 22nd, that they were no longer residents and they're any longer, and she would have to contact the court to get her belongings on Monday. When the Taylors left the residence December 22nd, it was for a mini vacation for Christmas. It's not like they moved out. Okay, that just seems odd. Like, I don't know what Florida law is in relation to that. If you leave your house for a week, you're no longer a resident. At the time Taylor left the house, as Lowe was arriving at the residence, there was no issue between Taylor and Girton. The deputies finally allowed the Taylors to retrieve their belongings. Any questions that were asked to the deputies, they responded, "Contact the court." Mr. Lowe took the deputies aside for several occasions for chats. Each time they spoke to Lowe, their attitudes towards Mr. and the Taylors got worse. This just screams like, and hey, Sir Frank, this just screams like backwoods, you know. I can't, like, Miss Taylor repeatedly asked the deputies to have Mr. Lowe and Miss Gittin stay out of the way, and they refused to assist. They were trying to antagonize, so they had an excuse to defend themselves. Hot take. And Taz, thanks for the 5 gifted Squid Pro Quo memberships. You are so generous today. You're always generous, but today you're extra generous. Taylor was getting upset with the lack of assistance during a volatile situation, the deputy's arrogant attitude towards her. Miss Taylor did make a few comments to the deputies, such as, "Why are you even here if you're not going to do your jobs?" They lacked any ounce of professionalism in this volatile situation. Abuse of force and abuse of power. While Taylor was getting her belongings, she picked up a remote that belonged to her. Miss Girton proceeded to try and take the remote. They fought over a remote. Nothing is more Florida, no offense to the person who filed this complaint, but nothing says Florida redneck like fighting over a freaking remote. It's always Florida. Florida or Wisconsin. Like, just, like, I just, you know, don't ban me. I'm one of the guys. What? Huh? Sir Frank Goddard, thanks for being a member for a year. 1 year of shit shows. Hashtag OG crew. You know, you're lucky I love you. Yeah, don't forget Michigan. Yeah, wow, goodness, people are remote. Exactly. And hey, mm, y'all, like, what the actual, like, you know, mm, sometimes, like, okay, we have 236 people here and only 146 likes. Can we get, if you think that fighting over a remote is the most redneck thing in America, hit that like button. Like, stupid people live everywhere. That is true too. And hey, Pickle Tank, how are you? Hope you are feeling okay. All right. Just Miss Gerton had the top part and she had the bottom. It was no more than a minor tugging match over a remote with raised voices. At no point did Miss Taylor touch Miss Gerton. Mr. Lowe ran from outside screaming, "She hit my mom. She's hitting my mom." From the moment he entered the front door and not even in the room where Miss Taylor and Miss Gerton were. What the hell? Yeah. What's good? Your show is not shit, but the things you cover sometimes are 100% shit shows. Yes, they are. I have a knack for the difficult topics and the shit shows. They kind of like, I'm drawn to the shit show. Mr. Lowe escalated the situation by shouting falsities, resulting in the deputies to go into the home. As deputies were coming down the hallway just before entering the family room, a deputy said, "It's time to go," at which point deputy instantly tased Miss Taylor over the furniture and boxes that separated them. What the absolute? Okay, yeah, Levy County, where sanity goes to die. Yeah, I mean, that could be said for a lot of places, but like, uh and D Green, thanks for the $5 super chat by Mini Squid, something nice. Thank you so much. Yeah, I don't know what it I just uh, uh taking what she said at face value and taking it as true, that is absolutely nuts. Then all three deputies were screaming at Taylor while forcibly pulling her over the furniture and boxes where she fell when tased. Then they began to repeatedly slam her into the wall. God, I hope she has a police report to go, like a hospital report to go with this. Before Mr. Lowe or the deputies entered the room, Miss Gerton and Miss Taylor were not near each other, as Miss Taylor had already calmed the situation and was standing between. Mr. Taylor had already calmed the situation and was standing between the two women. At no point was there any physical contact between Miss Gerton and Miss Taylor. Upon the deputies' egregious behavior and abuse of Miss Taylor, Miss Gerton was shouting to the deputies that Miss Taylor never touched her, and the deputies blatantly ignored Miss Gerton's pleas to stop. You know, I don't know. Somebody brought it up a couple days ago, and I can't remember who brought it up, whether it was in chat or in a on Discord, but it was like, is it um where when other deputies or other cops are fired or can't like pass you know the academy, they go to Levy County? I- yeah, the video would be awesome. Yeah, it would. And there's a bunch of, this is the complaint. This is document 1. Um there's a bunch of different exhibit or like documents in there. I just didn't want to purchase all of them for obvious reasons, you know. Yeah, no cam in Levy County. Well, there was security camera on the house. So that video would be awesome too. And this is where I think it should, body cam should be mandatory for all departments in the country. Like that should not be a question anymore. Ugh. Yeah, my Mr. Squid's hometown is like that too. Like super tiny, and it's the seat of the county. It's the biggest town in the county, and it's like you still look at it and you're like, there used to be a car dealership there, and the town council wanted to force people out. Like, they won't allow any new businesses in because it's going to change the way the county is. No, it's going to progress the county forward and make sure that the the town doesn't die when you guys do. It's deputies in Levy have mics that feed into their vehicle cameras, so I wonder if the audio is available or it was shut off. Oh, that's interesting. Thanks, Jeff. Seems they have a habit of doing the shut off of mic regularly. Oh. Uh, well, here's the thing. My county is forestry. Like, there's logging trucks all over the place around here. The thing is when places are here, I don't know about Florida, but when they forest an area, generally if it's not for industry, like a business being built, or a neighborhood being built, they replant trees. So it becomes a self-sustaining industry-ish. So it's just weird. Yeah, we have swamps here, but not as much as Florida. I'm not that far from Florida. All right. During all the commotion, the deputies were ignoring the constant pleas to stop and their abuse of Miss Taylor. She also continued to tell the deputies that Miss Taylor never touched her. One deputy told Miss Girton that they saw Miss Taylor push her the entire time. Miss Girton was rejecting their claims by stating Miss Taylor never touched her. Weird. After placing handcuffs on Miss Taylor that were extremely tight, the deputies forcibly pulled Miss Taylor up from the floor. When Deputy Quincy placed Miss Taylor in an arm lock that was unnecessary and abusive, resulting in harm. Yeah, why the arm lock? The handcuffs were so tight that Miss Taylor's hands were tingling and losing feeling, which they ignored as well. This one, they just really don't care. I'm going to tell you, they just really don't care. In the awkward and painful position, Deputy Quincy forced Miss Taylor into the car. He then put Miss Taylor in the car with no air conditioning or windows down. In Florida, I mean, Miss Taylor repeatedly asked deputies to please turn on the air conditioning, opening the door, put on the window, which they refused. Even in January, it can get hot inside a car, so depending on how long she was there, that might be appropriate as a neglect or abuse. After Miss Taylor was escorted from the house, Mr. Taylor followed. When Mr. Lowe started saying inappropriate things, Mr. Taylor stopped and looked back. Deputy Horn threatened to take Mr. Taylor to jail too. Miss Taylor was not seatbelted in. What? Deputy Quincy was driving. That should be on the video in the vehicle. Deputy Quincy was driving recklessly with complete disregard of any traffic control devices. Like, some of this, I'm just like, this is just, Levy County really can't be this stupid, right? Miss Taylor repeatedly asked for air conditioning as she was struggling to breathe and needed air. All he stated was that it was on. She asked that he put the windows down a bit, and he ignored. Missed false arrest and imprisonment. Miss Taylor was placed in handcuffs and arrested without cause. No crime was committed, and there should have been no arrest. Refusal of medical attention. At the time of the incident, Miss Taylor was sick and planning to go to urgent care due to chronic producing cough and fever after she retrieved her belongings. When EMS arrived to assess and remove the taser probes, Miss Taylor requested medical assistance, to which they ignored. Once EMS arrived, the deputy removed Miss Taylor from the car, remove the taser probes, all while she was coughing to the point she could not catch her breath. Been there? What do you mean been there? No, I've never been arrested. Should I have been arrested? Possibly a few times. But, the deputies and paramedics left Miss Taylor in the car with no air while they were joking around, laughing, and ignoring Miss Taylor's pleas for help. falsifying police report and inflating arrest charges. Dean's report of the incident was blatantly fabricated, falsified, and with other facts left out. Ms. Taylor was tased 2 times. This fact was not included in the police report. Oh, I would love to see that police report. Yeah. Ixnay on the arrest day. I've never been arrested. I know some people that have. It's just not me. Hold on one second. Thank you for your patience. I had to make sure my daughter it got suddenly quiet in the other room. And remember last time it got super quiet, I had to do some paint touch-up work on the walls because there was marker all over my walls. We could, yeah, no squid. Levy County, I could get south of there fast enough. Yeah. When you see what the cops, the DA, and judges can do, Levy County is an unregistered land. It's just, yeah, you know. All right. Miss Deputy Dean fabricated that he observed Diana Taylor attempting to pry a TV remote from her mother, Diana Girton's hands, as Mr. Taylor was between them by the time the deputies arrived in the room. Miss Taylor was never ordered multiple times to let go of her mother, as Mr. Taylor was between them by the time the deputies arrived in the room. Quincy never grabbed Miss Taylor and attempted to separate her from her mother. Now she's on the other side of this monitor. Hi, Heather. You got baby giggles. Well, toddler giggles. What are you doing? Yes. Hey, Freckled. It's Monday. Get those likes in for a good start to the week. Angel. I see you. I see you. You know the Levy County Sheriff played a big part in the Rosewood Massacre, don't you? Everybody is informing me. See, I know nothing. You can consider me, I wouldn't consider me stupid because it's not like I blatantly ignore shit. I just don't know shit. But I'm also the type of person to admit that I don't know shit. I don't pay attention to a lot of, like, if I haven't seen it in a document, I use document to document to document. I do see extracurricular activities, but I don't know this general area, the South, very well. Yes, I live in the Low Country. I live in coastal Georgia. However, I am from Wisconsin. So, like, this whole, like, certain things that happen down here, we have certain issues in Wisconsin too. But, like, I have lived other places my entire life, so I'm not familiar with some things that a lot of people down here are like, oh yeah, that, or oh yeah, that. I don't know. So, it's one of those, I know more than you. I just like to, well, one thing I have noticed all my life is that I just listen to people, and you have people that tell you certain things over here and people that tell you things over here, and you start to form a picture, and you can kind of put puzzle pieces together. And that's kind of where I am with this, where I hear one thing from somebody's Facebook page, and I hear one thing from another person's live stream, and you start to, like, put things together, but I can't say that I've ever had a complete picture of any of this freaking mess. Please help. Please help me. So this is what she needs help with. You're welcome. Here you go. Okay. It's right there. Bye. Yes. I lived in the greater Cincinnati area at one point. Like I've lived all over, so so I'm ignorant, but not willfully ignorant. Yes. The important thing is, there's a lot that I don't know. Yes. I admit that I don't know everything. But also when I hear chat talk about stuff, I'll write stuff down. And I'm also the type of person where I want to see documents because the documents don't lie. The documents filed with the court will never change. Obviously there's an amended complaint, so don't come at me with the technically an amended complaint, people. But I'm it's one of those situations that no, she's pretty good. We have stamps we have Christmas stamps that we've been using, and the plastic box that they came in, she likes carrying around the plastic box, and that's where she's putting all her stickers. I'm good with that. So, feel better, King Paco. Feel better. I don't like when everybody check on a park case 10:30. DM me. I'm taking notes, but DM me because otherwise I'll forget. Best way to explain Florida is a can of twisted tea, horrible to drink and makes you crazy. I went to 3 high schools in 3 different states, if that tells you anything. And I graduated in high school from where I was, like 20 minutes from where I was born, but that's not where I started high school. So it's been crazy. So I will never admit that I know everything, but when I do, you will see me get heated. When I know I'm right about something, you'll see the steam come out of my ears and my face turn red. Deputy Quincy never grabbed Miss Taylor and attempted to separate her from her mother, as none of the deputies came from far enough into the room to get around the furniture and boxes that separated the deputies from Miss Taylor, as well as the fact that Mr. Taylor was between them by the time the deputies arrived. She's knock on wood. I'm not reading that comment out, but generally she's been she's a pretty good kid 95% of the time. She also did wake up at 1:30 this morning screaming in pain. I think we were having growing pains. Mama did a little biofreeze massage on the legs and a half a dose of Tylenol, and she went back to sleep. But your girl did not get any sleep last night. I didn't go to sleep until 3:30 a.m. So, eh. Mhm. The deputies were no more than a foot or 2 into the family room before Miss Taylor was egregiously tased without cause or provocation, causing Miss Taylor to fall onto the furniture and boxes that separated her from the deputies. Why tase her? That's what I don't understand. I don't understand why you go from running into a room and instantly tasing somebody. I don't know. Dean inflated the charges against Miss Taylor, which was a contrast to what Dean told Miss Girton and Mr. Taylor when the charges were going to be. Miss Taylor was charged with aggravated battery on a person 65 years or older. The charge of aggravated battery is an upgraded crime of battery requiring one of the following: cause great bodily harm to the victim, cause permanent disability, permanent disfigurement, or use of a deadly weapon. A remote is apparently a deadly weapon. Yes, and this right here. So I can understand they have a purpose. I am not saying that tasers don't have a purpose. They 100% do. But I'm not sure a mother and her daughter arguing over a remote would be a cause for I don't know. That for some reason that just Oh, I've been megged before. Have you ever heard of a megger? You grab AT hazing in our shop was to grab one end, grab the other ends, and be shocked. So, they're tasing a lot of people right now. Well, because they're trying to get away from pew pews. So it's a step down from a pew pew. So, although it does sound a lot less fun than I don't know. It's just it's not fun. And Deborah Baker, thank you for the Cash App. You are awesome, very much appreciated, and I just can't. Uh, you are amazing, and yeah, you're amazing. I appreciate the love and assistance, like, and the support from people, because without y'all, I wouldn't have a channel. So I am the that is one of useless information is my specialty. Per Florida Statute 784.045, not one of these elements occurred to the alleged victim. Not one of those elements was committed by Ms. Taylor. The charge of aggravated battery on a person 65 or over is nothing more than deputy abusing his power and charging without cause. Deputy Dean charging Ms. Taylor with the charge of aggravated battery on a person 65 plus brings the validity of the arrest, as well as the charges of the behavior of the deputies, into question. She sounds like she was being belligerent, and this is her version of the story as told to her lawyer. She doesn't have a lawyer. She's pro se. Not saying Levy County was right in their treatment, but this is just one side of the story. Yeah, I agree. I agree to a point. However, if certain things about this are even plausible, and all you have to do is get the person that she was fighting with, aka her mother, to say that, yeah, I said don't hurt her. And so it's not like her mother would be completely against her. So if her mother corroborates her story, or the audio was tied into the dash cam, oh, you have to let me know how you're feeling. Oh, feel better. I hope the other hand gets better soon. Miss Taylor was charged with resisting an officer interfering with Leo, to which she did not, as the actions of the officers were described above kept Miss Taylor confused and trying to stand up while being repeatedly abused by the deputies. Certain aspects of this I can see from the deputy side. However, I don't think it ever should have gotten here for me to actually ever have to see things from the deputy side. Due to Deputy Dean inflating the charges, resulting in the charges being a felony, Miss Taylor's bail was set at $70,000. Okay, this number. I know that Florida is not like a catch and release kind of state, but that just seems very excessive unless you've had charges before. So one of the things that this number right here makes me want to do is look up this plaintiff's prior arrest record, because this seems high for someone who's never been arrested before. Upon reading the arrest report, even the alleged victim, maybe the arrest report is in here. I don't know. We're on 17 of page 42. Ms. Girton stated the report is a complete fabrication and is a lie. Even the victim said it's a lie. Ms. Taylor was left with bruises all over her body from the abuse endured by Deputy Dean, Quincy, and Horn. These actions and their false charges and false arrests left Ms. Taylor homeless and living in her car for over 2 months. Traumatic mental and physical distress. Did it die? Oh, yeah, it died. It died. It died. Yeah, you have stickers on your face. Here, plug it in. Hand Mama the plug. There you go. Perfect. Now give it to me. Hold on, it'll come back on. Okay. This is what happens when we she turns on her iPad for like background noise and walks away from it while she does other things, and then it dies and she wonders why it dies. I'm like, hey Ninja Puppy, how are you feeling? How are you feeling? I was worried about you yesterday. Squid darling, jumping over to my teddy bear. I'll see you soon. You have a good day. All right. Due to inflated charges and felony arrest, Ms. Taylor being in an unfavorable financial position, as well as her chances of securing a job in her credentialed field where she works with the elderly on a daily basis. No, it's going to die again. I literally plugged it in, it turned back on, and she unplugged it, so she'll be back soon. Yeah, that's where I'm thinking too. Like, I know it's just it's one of those situations where you might not have done anything wrong. However, when enough people complain, where there's smoke, there's fire. And it's just one of those, like, it's just one of those situations where I'm like, something's not right here. You know? All right. Ms. Taylor is also a student, and it appears she may not ever be able to use her degree due to blatant fabrication and inflated charges by Dean Quincy and Horn. Interesting. Failure of Sheriff's Department to conduct an unbiased investigation. Levy County office failed to conduct an unbiased investigation due to her complaint filed November 2nd. Ms. Taylor filed a complaint with Levy County Sheriff Scott Tummond on November 2nd, 2023, calling for a full investigation into the police misconduct, abuse of power, excessive force, false imprisonment, failure to render an aid, everything she's claiming. Facts presented were ignored by all parties that were involved in the internal investigation. Ms. Taylor's complaint was dismissed and considered arrest to be probable cause. Ms. Taylor received a response later dated December 15th of 2023 from Levy County Sheriffs, clearing the deputies of all wrongdoing, except for the deputies' body-worn microphones were not turned on. And I promise I'm not muted. Jeff, you were right. Maybe that they weren't turned on. Like, they weren't turned on. I know it does. Girl, you have to leave it plugged in for longer than 30 seconds. You have to use it right here. Yeah. Okay? Yeah. 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 Oh my goodness. I just certain things about this that first, it's not inflated at all if the victim was in fact 65. It's the statute. Second, deputy doesn't set bond or bond schedules. The chief judge set bond, schedule, and arraignment. Judge can't deviate from it. Yeah, I don't. You know, it just and Jeff, I see your point. I do. They don't have body cams, but they're from what Jeff informed us of. They have body worn microphones, and they are tied into their dash cams. So if the dash cams are tied on, that's why if you watched some of the dash cam video of some of the phone or the 911 calls that Lynette made, you could hear the deputy, even though he was not in the vehicle, because hindsight being 2020, his microphone was hooked back into his dash cam video. So it's nope, I have us set up to redirect over there. Usually I redirect to Spawn Trooper, but Vice baby, is doing a stream today because it's the 1-year anniversary of his dad. So, and we love our legal vices. So we're split today on, that's the problem when you like more than one person and you're friends with more than one person who's streaming, and you usually redirect, and you want to redirect to support people, but you got to spread the love sometimes. Stop unplugging it. Then you don't get it. You either use it right here or you don't use it at all. Because the next time you unplug it and walk away, maybe one time when she unplugs it and it dies like 30 seconds later, we'll figure out, no, you can't have mine. No. No. Come here. Okay, bye. I love you, even though you just smacked the crap out of my hand. We need to hit the booper reset button. The baby squid reset. Angel, where's her reset button? Her belly button is her reset button. It resets her toddler attitude. Yes, it does. Welcome to my life. During this meeting between Miss Taylor and Mr. Taylor in the Girton with the sheriff's office, Scott Tummond, Sheffield, and Under Sheriff Beauchamp, whatever, don't care. Levy County Sheriff's Office stood its ground on dismissing the complaint, stating they cannot say if the deputies are telling the truth, nor the Taylors or Miss Girton are telling the truth. The inflated charges alone speak to the validity of Miss Taylor's original complaint. Wherefore, the plaintiff is seeking the following from the filing of this complaint: external investigation, a jury trial to determine disciplinary action, jury trial to determine restitution, a jury trial to determine restitution for the plaintiff from the sheriff's office. She put that twice. Plaintiff's due to plaintiff's inability to continue in her career field due to false arrest and imprisonment. Expungement of arrest record due to false arrest and imprisonment. Reimbursement of $7,000 bond due to the excessive bail set by Judge Browning during first appearance based on the excessive and false charges. Disciplinary actions and sanctions for Levy County Sheriff's Office. For failing to provide an unbiased investigation, increased and extensive job training for all law enforcement officers within Levy County Sheriff's Office. Written apologies, public and written apologies. Grant Miss Taylor further relief as this honorable court deems fair and justice. I mean, just let's see. Let's see what else is in here. I'm going to have to remove this for just a second. Yeah, this right here, though. See ya. No, you're fine. See, that is a little, and that's a little bit different. And I know that I keep making exceptions, but like that's a little different because literally it's, it's I'm wearing Legal Vices t-shirt. Like it's a little different. And I also said earlier that I set us up to redirect to Connor. So I had already mentioned Connor. So yeah. I had already said that I would redirect to Connor, so it's kind of like at this point it's like mentioning Connor's stream is like fine. I had the two streams that I had mentioned that I usually redirect to. It's fine because you're not mentioning the content of their streams, you're just mentioning that they have streams, which is also fine. So this is we're just scrolling through what this is. So this undersigned gives notice of their appearance as counsel for the defendants. Sat Siegel and Brandon White. Coppins Monroe. I mean, Exhibit D. Again, there's a lot of things in this that don't really matter. Removal to district court. We've already gone over that. Notice of removal to Gainesville. Gone over that. And guess what? That is all for the complaint. So I honestly, that would be the next like rabbit hole that we can dive down. I am going to hop on Pacer real quick and just look at what is actually the latest and greatest in this case. Not going to download it or pay for it right now, but just discuss what it is. And then we will wrap it up and we will get over to Vice Baby. Yeah. We gotta do your hand. Here you go. Yeah. Okay. Here you go. Mwah. Love you. 1, 2. 1, 2. Did you please say I saved this? Taylor versus Levy County Sheriffs. Oh. No problem. I am looking at the docket report. Hold on. I just have to get less wordy and to the point is the best way. Get enough info for the filings to move this case forward towards trial. So this is what we have. Share screen. Welcome to Pacer. So that was notice of removal. You want it off? Yeah. Okay. Right here. Here you go. Thank you. You're welcome. Can I keep it? Yeah. Okay, put it away. Yeah. When Daddy gets home. When Daddy gets home. I got to. You want to 1, 2? Yeah. No. Y'all see this, right? Like, all right. So there was an order. Taylor shall have until May 12th to defend its motion. So we have their response. We also have plaintiff's response to defendant's motion to dismiss. She still never has a lawyer. Ow. The last thing that was done to this was final scheduling order. Discovery due 2/6 of 26. Dispositive motions due 6/1/26. Mediation by 6/26. Order referring case to mediation. And this is Judge Cannon. And then mandate of USCA notice of appeal. Appeal is so we have a little bit to look into this. But basically this is moving forward. The discovery is due February 6th. So we've got time. Hell, the tiny county of Flagler just awarded a federal grant of $175,000 for equipment last week, so funding is available. It is. Tell Squidlet the device isn't completely wireless. Yeah, I had told my dad that her pad dies all the time, and he's like, "Is it the battery?" And I was like, "No, it's the fact that she's 3 and doesn't understand and hasn't learned yet. And instead of just keeping it plugged in all the time for her, I'm letting it die. And I am trying to teach her, like, and I told my dad, I was like, this is one of the benefits of not having technology when I was little, like this is one lesson you didn't have to teach me. This is the lesson I'm having to teach her, that you can't, it's not an instant gratification kind of world. But this is all, there's only 26, look at this, almost 6 months worth of documents, March to September. So 7 months worth of documents, 6 months, and only 26 documents. Interesting how that works, right? 1 plaintiff, 4 defendants, and only 26 documents. Crazy how, like, little amount of documents can be in a case. You don't need 175 documents in a case that hasn't even finished discovery yet. It's just, have I looked into ABC Mouse? She does have, I think she has ABC Mouse on her iPad. I'm not sure. She has a bunch of apps that I gotta look into. Who will be like number 200? Can we do it? Can we do it? We have 198. I think. We have 198 likes. But we only have 173 people watching now because they you know. Thanks, Squid, for the variety of topics on your show. Much appreciated. I get bored with one topic and the same shit every day. I get bored. 199 on your end. Yeah, we're looking for like number 200. We have like number, this is where I need George and her auction skills. 200. Sweet. And on that note, we can head over to Vice Baby. I'm gonna be skipping between Vice Baby, Spawn Trooper, and trying to cook dinner and fold laundry because I have 3 loads of laundry to do. There's actually one in the washer that is done and requires transfer over to the dryer, so I'm gonna do that now. Y'all have a great day. If you haven't checked out my other channel, we have 206 likes, 207 likes. Y'all are freaking awesome, and I love you. If you haven't checked out my other channel, if you haven't checked out my other channel, please do that. English is hard. I would really, really appreciate that. It would mean a lot to me. That channel is my heart and my soul, and I am passionate about it. We are working on a 5-week fall prevention series. It's my heart and my soul, especially since last night I was told by 2 people in my stream last night that they had fallen. And it makes my heart hurt. I mean, I just want to be like, I love you guys. So I will see you guys on the next one. Tell Connor that I said hi and that he, as sad as we are that we lost Jeff, and no one will ever replace Jeff, especially Jeff was my biggest cheerleader. I can't express to you guys how much Jeff encouraged me when I started my channel. And with that being said, we lost Jeff, but we found Connor. So there's not everything was negative. Yes, a lot has changed, some for the better and some for the worst. But we found a new friend. So let's remember what Vice has always told us is be better, do better. And let's try to do better. Whether it's with work, whether it's with your family and your interpersonal relationships, or it's whether how you treat people that you've never met before. We all hide behind usernames on the internet, and sometimes it allows people to feel like they're a little bit more empowered to be rude to people, maybe that they wouldn't say if they were talking face to face. So just remember that generally speaking, most people behind these usernames are real people, and your actions and what you say to people has an impact. And that's what Jeff kind of, we made fun of shit. Jeff made fun of a lot of stupid shit on the internet and stupid cases and in his own funny way. However, at the end of the day, he told us to do better, and we all need to get back to doing better because we've lost that. Yeah, we've lost that. So everybody have a toast to legal vices today. And Jeff, wherever you are, we miss you, bud. Y'all have a great day. And before I start bawling, I'm going to get going. Bye, guys.